here. And yeah, so it's 3:01. So actually, we could probably just get started and to kind of follow up on what Mark was saying. We're recording this too. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and maybe edit it down at the end of the session and post it on our YouTube page. This is our third virtual office hours session. So if this is your first time here, welcome. If it's your second or third, great to see you again. We really enjoyed doing this. Those first two virtual office hours sessions are on our YouTube page. And I think Peter, who's I'm not sure where he is in yours, he's the guy with the flying Rocketbook behind him. He'll be posting some links in the chat. So keep an eye on that chat box today. If we're talking about something that we have a pertinent Help Center article or blog post about, we'll certainly post it there so you can check it out. We also definitely encourage you guys to post questions in that chat. And we'd love to answer as many questions as we can today, assuming we have time. We are going to do some live demos today, but that shouldn't take the full half an hour. So once those live demos are over, we can get to some Q&A if you've got anything. There's a few Rocketbook employees on here. We've got Peter, we've got Maggie Robbins, and we've got Andy. So, we're all going to be chiming in today and doing some demos and, like I said, answering some questions. So we can definitely get started. So today's episode is going to be based around sending scans to unsupported destinations. So if you're familiar with the Rocketbook app, and hopefully if you're in this virtual office hours session you are, when you set up your app, you can set it up to 12 different cloud destinations or apps. There are some slight differences between Android and iOS, but mostly the same. You're probably familiar with them. There's email and Google Drive and Dropbox and Slack and Evernote and iCloud for iOS and iMessages for iOS. And then there's Google Photos for Android. So those are the couple that vary. But for the most part, there's all these destinations you can send your scans to. But you can also send your scans to other destinations straight from the Rocketbook app, even though they're not destinations you can link one of your 7 Rocketbook symbols to. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through 3 examples of those today. Maggie's going to do a demo on how to send a scan to Google Classroom, which I know is a very, very popular and hotly requested destination, specifically from the education group, of course. Peter's going to do a demo on how to send a scan to Android messages. So like I mentioned, if you have an iPhone, you can send your scan straight to your iMessages. But Android, we don't have that option. But there is a workaround, so Peter's going to do that. And then I'll do a demo on how to send a scan to Asana, which very popular task manager app that we use at Rocketbook. So it definitely works out for us as well. So great to see so many people in here. This is awesome. I know the first one we had was kind of educator focused. The second one was a little bit mixed. We're going to get to everything. So whether you're a working professional, educator, student, hopefully this can be helpful to you, and hopefully we can answer any questions you have. This is so awesome. Look at all these people jumping in. This is great. So I think that's all I wanted to say to start out. So I'm going to pass it over to Maggie, our education ambassador. And she is going to do a quick demo on how to send a scan to Google Classroom. So Maggie, if you want to share your screen, you can take it away.
Hi, everybody. I'm Maggie Robbins, and I want to show you today how you can send a Rocketbook scan to Google Classroom. I'm going to show the student side, but you can also do it as a teacher. The first thing you're going to do is open the Rocketbook app. And you're going to see down here that I also am going to send this particular page to the Google folder in Google Drive called Schoolwork. And when I scan this, you're also going to see that I did check the box, the symbol, the horseshoe, so it will also go to the Google Drive folder. So here it is. Here's the great scan of a school store. It was an assignment on Google Classroom. I'm going to hit those 3 buttons on top, and I'm going to hit share. I'm going to find Google Classroom, and here it is. I'm going to say, all right, I want to attach that to an assignment. My teacher's assignment was the Unit 1 assessment review, and I'm going to attach it right now. It is slow, but there it is. Unit 1 test review. So here is my scan that I sent to my teacher. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to show you that it did make it. This is the mobile app. It did make it to the teacher. And here it is. Now the cool thing, let's go over to the desktop version. So here we are. Whoops, I hit Google Meet. Here's the assignment down here. I am going to go to my classwork. And I'm going to view my work. And I'm going to see the Unit 1 assessment review is in the desktop version also. And if I go to my Google Drive, schoolwork, here it is. So with just a few clicks, I went from scanning, it went to my Google Drive folder, and it went to the classroom teacher. So that's the way that you can scan directly to Google Classroom from the Rocketbook app.
It's that easy. That's great. I know that I don't want to open the chat because I'm recording my screen, but I look like Peter was answering some questions in that chat. But while we've got a second here, since Maggie was able to get that demo done pretty quickly, does anybody have any questions about that process that we can talk through? Do we have any educators on? A couple thumbs up there.
So I use Google Classroom in my 5th graders, and I have personally used Rocketbook, but I have not had them use a Rocketbook.
Interesting. Do you think it's something you'd be willing to try out and give it a test and see how it goes?
Actually, I was just thinking paper that I can print out for my students so that they could use the app and that they could attach that now I see very easily to Google Classroom. So I might print off a couple of those and put them in our next paper packet so that they can use those.
Yeah, that's a great plug for our free printable pages.
Yeah.
You can go to pdfs.getrocketbook.com. I think Peter was maybe posting something in the chat there that you can download free Rocketbook PDFs and you can print them. Sure, it's not reusable, it's traditional paper, but that's an option. And then, of course, the Rocketbook app is free. So if you were to have your students download the Rocketbook app,
Right.
and print up those pages, they could submit assignments there. There are also ways to create custom templates on those PDFs. It's an extra step, but if you were to maybe create an assignment on one of those PDFs as a teacher, then save that PDF and send it to your students, they could print that with your quiz or whatever template already on the PDF and then scan it and send it to you that way. So there's a lot of options. We've got a huge resource center for remote learning and remote working. So make sure you check those out. I'm sure Peter will post those links in there.
And as teachers, you can scan a Rocketbook page right to Google Classroom too. So let's say you're a math teacher and you don't feel like typing out this big long equation, hi Carla, and you want to just write out an order of operations problem, you can just scan it and make it an assignment right to your Google Classroom.
Okay, I think we're going to pass it over to Peter actually, and Peter's going to do a demo on sharing a scan in Android text messages. So Peter, I'm going to mute up and let you take over.
Cool. So we do integrate with iMessage for iOS devices, as Michael mentioned earlier, but a request we see a lot is to integrate with Android messages as well, which we don't have a direct integration, but via a similar method to what Maggie just ran through, it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to share my phone screen right now. So simple as anything, just going to scan a page. Next, and then instead of selecting any preset destination, just scroll down to that shared other destinations. Make sure everything's looking good here and hit done. And then you're able to select any app, or in this case, messages right here. And I don't have any conversations. You'll be select an existing conversation, or you can create a new message. So I'm going to send one to Michael right here, and I just tap and send away. After you've done that, you'll just kick right back to the app, and that scan will appear in your history page. So pretty straightforward process. No, that's just saying that same method can be used to share to most applications. if they're not supported with our app, be it like Zapier integration that way, or anything else.
Yeah, so not sure when the last time everyone updated their Rocketbook app, but that share to other destinations is a relatively new feature that Peter went through. So when you scan a page and you go to send, you'll have your 7 symbols. At the bottom of those 7 symbols under your destinations, there'll be a share to another destination. That's what Peter went through. So make sure you have that and check it out. When you click that, a number of destinations will pop up, which is pretty cool, depending on what you have on your device and what you want to send, where you want to send your scan. So that's a great option. There's also the option just to share it from your history, which I'm going to do an example of now. So does anybody have any questions about Android? How do you update the app? It's a great question. So if you're on iOS, if you've got an iPhone or an iPad, you're going to want to go to the App Store. And when you go to the App Store, you'll usually see your profile in the App Store. I think it's in the upper right-hand corner. Yeah. And if you have apps that need to be updated, it will tell you. The current apps that you have will need to be updated. It might say like 3 or 4 or 5 or 20. Just click on Update All, or you can simply search Rocketbook, and it'll show that you already have it installed, but it'll show there's an update available, so you can update it that way.
Yeah, you're just going to head to the Play Store.
Google Play Store, right?
Search the app, and you should be able to update it there. If for some reason the update isn't working, you may have to clear your Play Store's cache, but that's like few and far between cases. And if you run into an issue like that, just shoot us an email at feedback@getrocketbook.com. But for the most part, you'll just go to the Play Store and search the Rocketbook app, and you'll be able to update there.
Yeah, and for literally any questions or comments, you can email us at hello@getrocketbook.com or feedback@getrocketbook.com. We'll get it either way. Looks like someone said the message app doesn't show for me. Ginger said the message app doesn't show for me when my app is updated. Ginger, are you on an Android device?
Sounds like she's on a Samsung. I would have to give it a shot, a Samsung device, to look into it. It's not something we've tried.
Okay. Just another new message. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'm using a Google phone right now that I'm sending from. I don't have access to any other Android phones. I'm not sure if anyone else does, but it could be device specific. Like, these aren't integrations that our app is fully supporting. So it's maybe device specific to where your sharing options are via your phone.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a Samsung messaging app.
Okay, good call. Thank you for letting us know. We can certainly look into that regardless. Okay, I'm going to do the next demo. I'm going to do a demo of scanning a Rocketbook page and sending it to Asana. So let me quickly throw my phone on the screen. All right, so I'm going to go over to the Rocketbook app. I'm going to tap New Scan. Since I'm in Beacons, let me try that again. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to tap Next. And this is where I was mentioning that if you go past your 7 symbols, there's share to other destinations. Now, I did a test before this, and when I did share to other destinations, Asana didn't show up. I don't know why that is, but if you click share to other destinations, you will see a number of apps that are on your phone that you can send to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it right to my email. Easy enough. And then while I'm still in the Rocketbook app, I'm going to go over to my scan history. And there it is. I just scanned that page. So now I'm going to tap those 3 dots that Maggie showed us earlier. I'm going to tap Share. And Asana does show up here. For some reason, it doesn't show up the other way, but it shows up here. So I'm going to hit Asana. It's a new task. Let me just rename it. You can rename it whatever you want. And create. And you'll see at the bottom, this content will be shared to a task assigned to you. So if you're familiar with Asana, it looks like it's sent. I'm going to open up Asana Next. Right there. I'm going to go to My Tasks. I'm going to refresh it. There it is, today's task, just like that, in real time. There we go. Does anybody have any destinations or apps they'd like us to, I shouldn't say integrate with, because I know there's probably 100, but that you use regularly that maybe you often want to send your scans to, and now you know you can send them to? We have a question from Jason about beacons. I just purchased a set of beacons, and I'm wondering if there's an integration for Google Classroom. Would it work the same way as Rocketbook?
Yes, it will. And if you look behind me,
look at that, the reveal. Yep.
There's my, I scanned that to Google Classroom. So you can do that too.
Yeah, so when you scan a whiteboard with beacons on it, you'll have the same options in the Rocketbook app to send to destination. So if Jason, if you missed the first 10 minutes of this session, Maggie did share with Google Classroom. It would be the same process, just whether it's a notebook or a beacon whiteboard, it's the same thing.
And I do want to tell Patricia that, Patricia, if you have the Thinkboards, the Thinkboard X, I'm going to share my screen for a second, Michael.
Sure, yeah.
I just want to show Patricia and everyone else what the this that I'm showing you right here is the Thinkboard X with the beacons already attached. So this may be helpful in class, and you can't wipe it off with a Clorox wipe.
Oh, that's a great call. Yep.
I did want to share that with you.
That's a great call. Yeah, so Thinkboard is a company that we partnered with. They make those kind of portable whiteboards where you can stick to your desk or wherever. And they are now available with beacons printed on them. So what Maggie just showed you was the latest Thinkboard X2. I believe it's currently available on GetRocketbook.com. Is that right, Andy?
Yep.
Or dropping tomorrow. Yeah, it's exciting. Maggie, is that the 11 by 17 you have on your desk?
It is, and I'm just going to pop over here for a second.
It also comes in 8.5 by 11 in much larger sizes, but for a desk, obviously, I think 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17.
This one is actually just came, and it's a 10 by 14.
10 by 14. That's a custom size exclusive only on GetRocketbook.com, I believe.
Yep, 10 by 15.
10 by 15, thank you.
No problem.
Very good, very good. We appreciate everyone jumping on. This is awesome. This is our biggest virtual office hours session yet. We had a ton of fun. We're trying to do these every other week, so maybe again in 2 weeks we can do it again. You know, I know that we post these invites in the teachers group and in the launch crew, and maybe you saw it in a Facebook ad or whatever, but we'd love to continue these, and we'd love to talk about things with Rocketbook that the Rocketbook community has questions about. So if there's a topic you think we should cover, there's that email again, feedback@getrocketbook.com. Let us know. Andy, Maggie, Peter, is that it? Did I miss anything?
Any teachers who want to email me, maggie.robbins@getrocketbook.com, will help you out.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. This is a ton of fun. The half an hour really does fly by. This is great. We really appreciate your time, and we hope we can help you out with any questions you might have. Email us anytime. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, and hopefully we'll see you again really soon. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye, everybody.